back to Insight. David Farnbauch from Sweeney Law Firm joins us, and I want to talk about attorney fees. It's an interesting question because I didn't realize there was any other way attorneys billed for their services than whatever they are, the retainer and the hourly fee. It seems like it's pretty standard.
Yeah, I think, Dirk, most attorneys that do any kind of business cases or family law, I'd say most attorneys bill on an hourly rate basis. Mm-hmm. They have an hourly rate and they keep track of their time. They send you a bill for their time. However, there are attorneys that work on what is known as a contingent fee basis, which is more or less a commission. There is a lot of times in our cases, for example, we do medical malpractice, nursing home, personal injury cases. We are not paid for our services unless we prevail and make a recovery for the client.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of misconception. A lot of people are afraid to go consult an attorney because they think it's going to cost them money. And in many instances, if you have a case like that, or for example, in civil rights cases, there are fee shifting statutes where the laws provide that if you prevail in a civil rights case, the other side has to pay your attorney's fees. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes those attorneys will take those cases on a contingent fee basis, thinking that they can prevail and have their attorney's fees paid by the other side. So it always makes sense if you're uncertain just to get a hold of an attorney and say, look, do you work on a contingent fee basis? And if so, what are the terms of that? The normal rate that we charge in most contingent fee cases would be 1/3 of the recovery. Okay,
and I've never thought about this, but if the other side has to pay, what if they can't, or is that even true that the other side, if the losing side, are they always the ones that pays?
There are not very many cases where the other side has to pay your attorney's fees. As I mentioned, one type of a case is civil rights cases. Just recently in Indiana, we have some case law in wrongful death cases that allow us to recover attorney's fees for the winning side in wrongful death cases. So if the plaintiff, if a family loses someone due to negligence, someone loses their life and a wrongful death action is brought, now in Indiana, the plaintiff can recover their attorney's fees from the other side. And it used to be that they couldn't, but now they can.
Okay, and it seems like it would be worth that first call, even if I don't think I can afford an attorney in many of these cases, because obviously, as you said, I'm not being billed by the hour.
Correct. Particularly in any type of an accident case, a malpractice case, or a civil rights case where it's a wrongful termination, wrongful discharge from employment, a civil rights case, if you lost your job because of age discrimination. Those types of cases have fee shifting statutes where you can recover your attorney's fees if you prevail. So mm-hmm. many of those attorneys will take the case on a contingent fee basis.
Okay, that's good to know. And it's some of those things I think people just get mad about, and then they probably calm down and maybe forget about the whole thing. But in many cases, they're mad for a reason because they're the victim of some sort of injustice.
Right. And you know, the main point I think of the message today from this telecast is don't let the fear of having to pay an attorney a bunch of money be an impediment to at least investigating whether that attorney will handle the case on a contingent fee basis.
Yeah, good advice. Again, just like he said, don't let that first call be, don't be afraid to make that first call when, again, it might not cost you anything initially to get started. Call Sweeney Law Firm, or you can go to their webpage, SweeneyLawFirm.com. We'll be right back on Insight.